Welcome, everyone. If you're here, you probably love bond data so much, and maybe you're dreaming in yield curves. Just joking. I'm sure you're doing really exciting bond market analysis, and I'm here just because I like to help people and I do like to solve puzzles. Raise your hand if this sounds familiar to you. You need reliable bond data, but every platform that you're trying either costs a fortune, or maybe you waste hours manually screening for bonds and realizing that the data is outdated, or maybe you've already tried affordable solutions, but you don't get a full picture and you're drowning in complexity. If this is you, take a deep breath, and you're not alone. And most importantly, there is a better way. I'm Lana Veselova, and for the past 10 years at Cbonds, I've helped many CEOs of family offices, independent wealth managers, or investment advisors, analysts, banks, universities, and fintech guys to break free from bond data frustration. So, first of all, I want to thank you for the most valuable investment that you've done today, investing your time in this session, and I'll do my best to make it as insightful as possible. So by the end of this demo, you'll have a clear idea what Cbonds can offer you, what we basically do, what kind of tools we are able to offer you, and basically how it can be applicable to your particular needs. Before we dive in, let's make it interactive. Please type in the chat, what is your main bond market activity? Maybe you do portfolio management, research in a particular market, maybe some particular focus you have, maybe something else. So please make some comments. What is your main interest? This way I can make sure that I will cover what matters most for you, considering my experience of dealing with such cases. So I invite you to start your exciting journey into Cbonds world with me, your personal guide. And so we'll make 5 steps with you. It won't be too difficult, trust me. So the first step, I would suggest to start with some practical cases. So you could just see and have a look in more practical way how this data solution is used, in which particular areas. So maybe you can see your scenario in such cases. Then I will tell you more about Cbonds, make some intro, some background, what kind of coverage we have and we are able to offer. As a third step, we'll discuss with you website and API solutions. So yes, we speak Python, but we also speak a simple language, kind of like, I need these to work. So it would be absolutely convenient solution for different types of activities that you might do. Then we'll have a live demo of Cbonds tools. I will make the overview of bond page parameters, basically what we provide. All this data is accessible via different tools, so you can just see what kind of data you're able to retrieve from us. I'll show you our top tool, Bond Screener, with the help of which you are able to find bonds which perfectly match all your demands. This is our top tool, so make sure you will definitely not miss this part. I'll show you also tools for Watchlist and Excel Add-in. They help you to track your portfolio effortlessly. We also have a mobile app for kind of like personal tracking bonds, but I would say it is not too sophisticated. You can figure it out without me, so it won't be a top focus on that. And as a fifth step, we'll make API overview. So I'll tell you about different user scenarios which we provide, all the formats, how the data can be retrieved. So you can see how it can be applicable to your particular app you are doing, or maybe some research. So let's start, and let me introduce the user cases, what we usually have. So we already helped by many family offices, wealth management companies. So if you need to update your portfolio with the fresh prices, yields, this is definitely is possible via website subscription. And in case you would like to make it faster, we do have different tools for doing this. So I'll introduce you just a bit further. If you're arranging maybe consulting services, or maybe you provide investment advisory, and you need to find the most appealing bonds to your clients, or maybe you're according to your strategy for your portfolio, this is definitely a convenient bond screener that you can use and you can find here. Cbonds also operates with banks, even central banks. So if you are in treasury, or maybe in risk department, or maybe your back office also requires some data for compliance, feel free to show them this tool. I'm sure they'll be happy, and you can make their working life just a bit easier. If you perform audit consulting services, in case you have some transfer pricing projects, maybe you have tax projects that requires you, for instance, to get the prices for the list of bonds for some historical date, or you need to make some reports, you need all the cash flow in order to verify all the coupon amounts and dates. You're able to find all the answers here. If you need to find some comparable bonds according to your projects, again, you are able to use our bond screener. If you perform risk analysis, and maybe you need to analyze deep historical data sets in order to make your own calculations, we are able to offer you API solutions, for instance, so you can get all this data way faster. But you can do also some manual checks and check it with our add-in, or maybe the website as well. If you're a fintech guy, if you do big data analysis, if you have your own app and you would like to integrate some data sets into your data solution, we support all the scenarios, and we are happy to offer our help and our data sets with the API solutions. And we do cooperate with universities. Maybe just as a background, maybe you haven't heard about this, but basically Cbonds was launched initially as a PhD project. That's why we still have very big passion for our young minds, for professors and students at the universities, because, you know, this is our future, and unfortunately, in our commercial world, sometimes some bond data solutions might not be affordable much for universities, but they need to perform some good analysis. So we are happy to support with the website solution, or maybe sometimes we can make some one-off data exports like we do for some Asian universities. So just check, maybe there are some cases similar to your needs. Now let's talk about Cbonds, what it is, and what it can offer you. So actually, today marks a special milestone, and the date for the webinar was picked on purpose because I really wanted to celebrate these 20 years, 24 years that we celebrate at Cbonds today with you. So you could understand that it means two important things for you. So at first, this is maturity and reliability. With 24 years at the market, we are able to offer you the confidence and the trusted bond data platform solution that supports your needs and connects different private investors and institutional professionals from around 80 countries worldwide. So, and as a second important thing is the energy and the innovation. We are still young in our hearts and minds, and we're constantly improving our tools, keeping our approach fresh. And most importantly, in this dominated AI era that we are actually entering, we are proud that we maintain very personalized and human touch approach. Because your success is not just data, this is partnership, these are people behind it, and this is the passion with which you are receiving not only the service, but we have a very nice team of all professionals, all are fully energized, so we wanted to share this special day with you as well. So Cbonds operates as a data aggregator, first of all. So we provide data. This is not a trading platform. There is no possibility to buy, sell bonds directly here. We are able to offer you the data, which you are able to use in all kinds of ways. So let's talk about our coverage. Of course, Cbonds, as you might guess, stands for corporate bonds initially. So our key focus is on bonds because this is the most challenging part. And if you're active in bonds, you realize that this is really difficult to find reliable solution where you are able to get global coverage, where you are able to understand where this data is coming from. So I wanted to emphasize that Cbonds operates as a data aggregator. We receive the data from primary sources. We state the source when you see, for instance, some quotes or ratings. So you always understand where this data is coming from. So Cbonds is able to offer you a global coverage around 200 countries worldwide. So no matter with which market you are dealing with. And currently the coverage is over 900,000 bonds. So you can find any bond upon your favor. So you're able to get and the descriptive data and the pricing data here. As I mentioned, we are on the market for about 24 years, so it comes also with good historical data sets. So you're able to get historical data for about 5-10 years for corporate bonds and up to 30 years for sovereigns, but it's a rough numbers, I would say. You're able to get one of the unique prospectus database, which we are really proud of because it can complement even other top data solutions. We analyze prospectuses and, for instance, state covenants. So you are able to get all the data verified from the prospectuses in a structured form and, of course, the documentation. So apart from bonds, we also able to offer you stocks, ETFs, and indices. So about 90,000 stocks, 13,000 ETFs, and around 90,000 different world indices, money market, commodities. So for you to stay updated on the bond market trends. So let's talk about our solutions, what we are able to offer you. So first of all, we have very convenient website solution. So it should be pretty user-friendly according to the feedback of our clients. So it is easy to get used to it. You don't need like 2 months to remember all the functions. This is web solution, so you are able to connect anywhere you are. You don't have to be in the office or in special location. We do have mobile app, so you are able to track anywhere you are. So with the website, you are able to get all the details about bonds. You are able to screen bonds and find bonds according to your special parameters. There are over 100 filters for your preferences in yield, in rating, in type. You're able to get the data in a convenient form in Excel, visualize all your search results in the yield map, and but let me show you a bit later in Work. You're able to track your bonds with the watch list, and you're able to, for instance, update all your codes directly in Excel. So let me show you directly in Work how it is. Let me start and introduce you our website. So let's say you want to check some data parameters. Let's open the bond page and see you're able to find all the data that you need, bonds, stocks, ETFs, and indices in one go. You can use IC numbers, you can use just the issuer name. So we are at the bond page. As you can see, the data is well structured. For convenience, you are able to export all these bond page directly in PDF. But let me just walk you through the parameters so you could just better understand what you are able to get. So you see the title of the bond, you see the type of the bond. So this is perpetual, this is variable rate, this is callable, all the important issues that you need to be aware from the beginning. And this is the block with the crucial information. I'll show you just a bit later, but you can get used to it that there are ratings, there are placement, redemption dates, call dates, and of course the different types of yields accordingly. The liquidity parameter. Of course, you are able to use our calculator to calculate different parameters like yield to maturity, yield to call, accurate coupon interest, PBP, convexity, and all the stuff maybe you don't need, but we do calculate it. And we are very transparent in our data, so you can check in our guide all the formulas how we calculate it. In section files, you are able to see prospectuses and final terms. They are placed as PDF files, so you're able just to open them and read all the terms, so you make sure you're able to pass all the compliance. Now let's talk about the sources of prices, because this is one of the crucial points. As you can see, let me just a bit minimize it. You can see the price change within times. You are able to shift between yields. You are able to check the T-spread to US Treasuries. Maybe you are able to visualize all bonds of this issuer, and you can see the current highlighted bonds. So maybe there are more bonds which are more interesting. Let me also copy one ISIN, and we will compare. As we are making the trip with you, we need a nice vehicle. So Volkswagen, and we are comparing it with Porsche. So you are able to compare two bonds. You are able to enlarge the charts and compare the performance. So let me highlight where these prices are coming from. So we aggregate around 400 pricing sources. These are stock exchanges and market participants. You're able to see the sources where this data is coming from. In green, you see intraday quotes from German stock exchanges, London Stock Exchange, Euronext, and maybe some other local rating agencies, local stock exchanges. But usually if we speak about international bonds, which we have 100% coverage globally, they are usually traded within German stock exchanges. So as you can see here, and of course, if you do some bonds portfolio evaluation, usually end of the day quotes is pretty much sufficient. So you can see where this bond was traded previously, the previous trading day. And we also calculate Cbonds estimation. This is the average market price. This is just a mathematical average of everything what we received for the previous trading day. So as you can see, you are able to find the quotes for the previous day. And of course, we do provide good archive data that you are able to customize and export the data in Excel in convenient form, and retrieve all the historical data sets in order to basically analyze in a better way. Let me also show you, for instance, if the trading volumes are available for the bonds, which we receive from stock exchanges. Let me show you, for instance. So they will be available behind the chart here. So moving forward from the quotes, you are able to retrieve all the data about the issuer. If this issuer has stocks, you will see also the performance. Let me also further show you the stock page. You can get all the volumes, face value amount. You can see all the cash flow parameters. In case this is not fixed, but fixed to flow or floating rate, you are able to retrieve all the terms. You can see all the cash flow with the past and future dates of the coupons. There are all the call options, auctions for sovereign bonds. So you're able to see what is the type of the call and what is the benchmark price. You can see all the placement details. So what was the rating, what was the yield when they placed. In case there are any other tranches, you're able to retrieve all this. We provide all the identifiers, so you are able to match it with any system. So QZIP, 144A, and all other identifiers. You are able to see the ratings for the issue, for the issuer, for the guarantor, for the borrower, and SPV if they are available. And of course, you are able to check the history. It depends, but sometimes it can be very, very long history, so you can see how stable this company is. As I mentioned, we analyze prospectuses and state covenants, so you are able to save some time and read some interesting book instead of. So we already done all the job for you. You can see the covenants, and basically this is your insurance. You can see bond classification, and this is how you can search for such type of the bonds. In case there are some important things which don't fit into our system, you're able to check additional information, so pay attention to this column as well. In case there are some news like upcoming bonds or new issues or changes of ratings, we try to aggregate everything at a bond page, so you can find everything gathered here. You can see the list of institutional holders. These are the funds who hold this bond in their portfolio with the market value and the last disclosure date. If this company is public, you will see their multipliers, EBITDA and other parameters, so you're able to compare and see their financial situation in a structured form, and of course in PDF, zip files, how we received it from the issuer. In case there are some related entities, connections, you are able also to check it here. So this is just for your understanding what kind of data parameters you are able to retrieve here. Now let's move to the bond screener page, our top tool, which I promised to show you. So if you're looking for different bonds and you are interested to find those bonds which have a certain yield, a certain rating, or a specific type, maybe you're doing some green bond research, or you are focusing only on supranational bonds, it is really difficult to find sometimes by the type. So let me introduce you our bond screener. There are absolutely lots of parameters, but you don't have to tick everything, just pick crucial what you need. There is a basic part where you are able to filter by currency, by type, by yield, duration, minimum settlement amount in case you are private and the minimum trading lot really matters for you. You're able to filter according to the liquidity, the rating by issuer or issue. In classification, you are able to search according to specific type of the bonds, or you're able to exclude it. In issue information, you are able to filter by bond rank or capital tier if you represent some financial institutions, and this is crucial. Or maybe outstanding amount, so you are able to find more liquid bonds. Call options, or maybe listing if you check only some particular stock exchange. Change in price, but let me cover it just a bit later. And coupon, whether you want fixed or floating, variable rate, and the coupons. So let me show you, for instance, if we are looking for international bonds globally, denominated in USD with some high yields, some mid-duration, and you want, for instance, some investment grade bond, I would suggest to use max rating, so at least one rating will be received. So let's pick triple B up to AAA. Let's exclude all the callable bonds, and I want fixed rate with, let's say, 4% yield. So let's press search, and you are able to check that we are able to find 61 position matching all the filters which I applied. So first of all, this platform allows you to work with the data in convenient form. If you deplete the limit in your data solution, or you just want to get the data in a structured form in Excel, you conveniently can export the data in Excel. And you can check that every single parameter that I have just shown you on the bond page, this is exactly here in Excel. All the prices, yields, change in price, 3 months, liquidity, issuer, currency, capital tier, coupons, amounts, outstanding value, initial price, and basically all the parameters which with the identifiers which I has just shown you. All this in a structured form in Excel, and we don't have any limits for Excel exports. But let's say you work in a team. How about just to copy this address line and share with your colleagues? You don't have to share files always. For your time management, you are able to save your query if you do such searches pretty often. So next time you'll see maybe there are new updates for your saved queries, and you are able to receive notifications to your email. Pretty convenient, right? But this is not all. Let me show you how you can visualize your search results on the market map right below. So let's add all the names. Let's add the benchmark. Just pick according to your currency that you're using in the search. So this is a very convenient way how you can visualize your search results in terms of yield and duration. You can also customize it within maybe G-spread. You can also enlarge some part and analyze maybe some particular duration that you're interested in. And this is how you can perform absolutely different types of researches of the market. Now, hope you like it, and let's see how you're able to track your bonds. We are offering you the watch list as the easiest start for you to track your bonds within our platform automatically. You're able to save, for instance, if you are at the bond page. Sorry, let me show you. right at the bond page, of course, you have the possibility to click on the star at the beginning and just tick maybe you would like to follow. You can add maybe the purchase price. So you can calculate the delta with the current value, but you can also just click save and that's it. But most importantly, if you already have like 100 or maybe more bonds and you want to upload it in one go, of course, we have tools for you to do this. Just click add and you are able to load from the file. Just follow the sample and edit the first column with the ISINs and upload, select your file and upload it. So this is how you can create your watch list and you are able to see the price yield changes. You can also add the quantity and the purchase price for you to follow the value for your bonds. You are able to create maybe some subgroups for your convenience. You can track bonds, you can track stocks and indices for you to stay updated. Of course, you have the possibility to receive all your notifications to your email. So let's say you're on vacation and you don't want to miss your next coupon payments to reinvest. It's easy. Just tick the events you would like to track, and you are able to follow coupon payments, call options, redemptions, changes of ratings, new financial statements if you follow some corporates and you want to verify if they are still reliable for you enough. Changes of ratings, so we update it 4 times a day. Maybe some issuer news or new bonds of this issuer. Default to technical default. Of course, it's not the best notification that I like, but you need to be aware of everything in order to make timely decisions. And one of my favorite notifications, there is the bell right next to the bond. So there are price yield triggers that you would like to set up in order to buy or sell bonds. So let's say you make the reporting and you would like to get all quotes for all your list of bonds for, let's say, end of May. So you just choose our calendar date and then you see all the quotes for all your list of bonds. If you want, you're able just to visualize all the dates like coupon payments, redemptions for your watch list. You can get it in a structured form, or maybe you can visualize it as a calendar. Sometimes it is just a bit easier. So this is one way how you can track your bonds. And once you create your watch list, it is synchronized with all the tools that we offer. So you're able to open, for instance, your watch list in a mobile app, or maybe you can check your watch list in a bond screener, and maybe you can verify all the terms for all your bonds with us and visualize all your bonds on the yield map like I showed before. Another tool which I wanted to show you is the Excel Add-in. So the idea of the tool is pretty similar to the watch list, but it allows you to make it more customized. So if you follow portfolio in a particular way, or maybe you have clients and you follow clients' portfolio and you have separate Excel files, if you want to add it with your own columns, you are able to do it with this particular tool. We have two versions for just Windows Excel and for Office 365. Let me show you today the Office 365 version. So trust me, this is not a too sophisticated tool. Maybe you need to get used to it. So basically, all this file that I'm showing is done with the formulas. You can see it right here. So basically, in one Excel file, you're able to follow bonds, stocks, ETFs, and indices in one single file. So every time you open it, it will be updated and synchronized. There are some formulas which are pretty easy. You just need one argument. So let's pick, for instance, Cbonds bond name. And for this, you need just one ISIN, and you are able to obtain the bond name. If you already created, at least for one bond, the formula, you are able to apply it for the whole row. So you can retrieve different formulas. Let me show you. So let me multiply also for the country. So these are really easy formulas which require only the ISIN number. But let's make some calculation formulas. For instance, you would like to retrieve some indicative price or yield. For this, you need three arguments. This is ISIN, this is the date for which you need the quote, and the trading floor from which you basically getting this quote. So API add-in, it's kind of like a very, very plain API. Let me explain. So you create a query to our database. You ask our database, what is the price for this bond yesterday? So this is basically the idea of Excel Add-in. So let's say you go to the master function and we choose Cbonds indicative, and let's start with the price. And you see how this syntax is done. You need bond ID, which is ISIN, date, and the trading floor. So let's start. We need the ISIN, we need the date, and we need the trading floor. So the list of trading floors I have in a separate file, and but you can get it right here. So here you go. We received the indicative price. And again, you multiply it for the whole row. Let's find yield to maturity, for instance. So the idea of all these formulas is really very, very similar. So on the example of basically 2-3 formulas, you're able to get used to it. So we need the ISIN, we need the date, and we need the trading floor. I'm using Cbonds estimation, which is number 4, so it is pretty easy to remember. And here you go, magic. So you don't need to make it manually. You can get the formulas for end of the day, maybe some historical dates. You can get for intraday quotes. You can get for stocks and ETFs. So let me just show you on the example of 1 or 2 bonds. These are all the formulas that you are able to retrieve from us. So you can get different types of classifier. You get the name, whether it is of a special type. You can see it. You can see the quotes, maybe the formula for particularly a trading floor where it is traded, or all the trading floors, the different prices, online prices, cash flow, amortization, call option. You can also use our calculator formulas. Maybe get some volumes, the information about the company, stocks, different stock information, ETF, and of course indices and ETFs. So as you can see, this is pretty considerable list of data parameters that we provide. Let me also probably show you our stock page because I missed it. Basically, in Excel Add-in, you get everything what you see at the website. So you see the intraday quotes, you see the main stock exchange, you can see and get all the archive data, capitalization, dividends, beta coefficient if it is available, splits, dividends, price dynamics, multipliers, and of course all the financial reports, maybe some indices that are linked to this. And as for the ETFs, you're able also to use our stock search or ETF search. So let me just choose, for instance, some high yield. And let me just open any random ETF so you could just see what kind of parameters are available. So as you can see, the benchmarks, all the descriptive parameters, what was the geography of the investments, you can get the NAV, the quotes. Most importantly, this is the structure for the ETF. In case they have payments, you can get all the information and maybe some similar ETFs for your comparison. So this is, I would say, the key tools for the subscription. Kind of like more manual way of receiving the data. As I mentioned, we work with private investors and with corporates. There are different types of subscription solutions, but if we speak about the corporate plans, you get multi-license, so up to 4 user licenses for a basic package. You get full access to all our database. And you are able to either pick the Excel Add-in whether you need it, or the premium plan if you don't need Excel Add-in. And let me show you our API data solution. So if you need the data in a structured form, so we support different formats. So it could be JSON, it could be Excel, CSV files, absolutely different formats that you need. We support all these scenarios. So this is data can be used for internal use. So for instance, you need the data just for your own calculations, for tracking your portfolio, for accounting. Maybe you need the data for kind of like derived use. So for instance, you get the data from us and you create your own analytics or calculations on top of our data. And in case you would like to have raw data redistribution, maybe you would like to integrate it into your own app, we support all the scenarios. And API is a more customized solution, so you pay only for that particular data set that you actually need. That's why the fee for each client would be absolutely different, because maybe you need the data only for 500 bonds, maybe you need the data for a few markets, or maybe you need the full data set that we actually need. That's why at first we define your needs, then we calculate and give you a few options according to the fields and basically the usage scenario that you would use. So basically these are two reasons how this data is basically built. You're able to test our data solution with the API trial, and of course we'll prepare some data sample for you, so you can basically evaluate the coverage, whether you are fine with it, and of course if you're satisfied, then we would be happy to find some interesting solution for you. I know you're thinking, all this sounds great, but what about my specific needs? So here is the deal. Got burning questions? Don't be shy, just drop them in the chat. This is your time for to get the answers from me. Want to dive deeper? Just message me directly and we'll set up a personalized demo with your team. We'll discuss your particular focuses if they were not mentioned right now, and we are able to find some tailored solution for you. And most importantly, if you found this demo really interesting for you, I'll be delighted that you would make a test of our website or API solution and explore it just a bit more, because I showed you a very little part of what we actually provide, and it would be very interesting if you explore it more without any commitment, with my personal help. and let's see. I really hope that you feel that this is a real and right solution for you.